What's going on, Blitz Sports Media community? I'm Blitzlink here, and we're here today with our biggest risers from my rankings list heading into the third week of the preseason. We got two games today, kicking off on Thursday in the third week. We all know less of the starters play, but still a lot of headlines we'll talk about at the end of this video that you need to pay attention to starting tonight. But the ultimate part of this video is taking a look at guys that are shooting up rankings right now based on their performances in the preseason, their utilization, and stuff like that. All these guys I absolutely love, and a lot of them are late round steals right now that you need to be targeting in all of your drafts. So, further ado, let's get right into this video and hop into our first player, and it's Emeka Egbuka for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I absolutely love Emeka Egbuka as a great wide receiver option, and I could go through, get two elite running backs, stack two wide receivers, get Egbuka as my flex option. He is going to be a dog in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers system. Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan are going to miss time to start the season. McMillan, there's rumors he might even be out till week 9, and Godwin is still on the pup list, working back from his injuries from last year. They do have Mike Evans, but this was a Tampa Bay offense that has been one of the more pass-heavy units in the NFL over the past few seasons. Egbuka comes from Ohio State. We all know Ohio State tends to produce pretty good wide receivers, and he's their all-time leading catches player and all-time leading player in receiving yards. Now, the quarterback himself, Baker, said, listen, Egbuka is so good, we can line him up at any single receiver position, right? And he's the real deal. That's everything you want to hear from a rookie coming into camp, that he has accolades from college, right? He has an opportunity to be on the field in week 1, and his quarterback absolutely loves what he can do on the field. Egbuka has elite upside. He's already the Bucs wide receiver 2, and there's a realistic chance he could be a high-end wide receiver 2 on a consistent basis, and a lot of people have him outside their top 32 receivers. Not me. I am rising Emeka Egbuka up my boards. I'm targeting him as early as round 7 in drafts right now. I absolutely love what he can do in Tampa Bay heading into his rookie season. Another rookie here is Tyler Warren. Warren has impressed me this preseason. I wasn't very high on Warren's fit in Indianapolis. I didn't know what the quarterback situation was going to look like. I didn't know how often Shane Steichen was going to utilize him. But from what I've seen, it's very clear that the draft capital they invested in him, they're going to get him the ball, and he's going to play a ton of snaps. He played 93% of snaps with the first team in the second week, and in the first week played 100% of snaps with the first team. Saw a 25% target share with the first team in the first week as well. So that's very good news there. Other good news is Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback for the Colts this year. Very, very exciting for Colts pass catchers, and I'm excited to see how this impacts their stocks over the next week or two. AR, very volatile in terms of what he can do. Obviously, the home run type plays were good with Josh Downs and stuff like that, but Tyler Warren's a guy that Daniel Jones has loved to throw to his tight ends. He hasn't really had a good tight end in New York, but Tyler Warren is going to get heavily involved in this Indianapolis Colts system. Daniel Jones is going to be able to throw in the ball. Shane Steichen's been scheming him up plays, let alone you have goal line packages now that Tyler Warren could be utilized as a rusher like he was in college because Anthony Richardson's not in there around the goal line. He's a true Swiss Army knife at the tight end position. He's all the way up to my tight end 7. Yes, my tight end 7 right now on my rankings ahead of guys like Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, the likes of those guys. I think Warren has higher upside in 2025. The next player is Marvin Mims, and not a lot of people in the community are talking about Mims for this Denver Broncos receiver room, right? They're always, Pat Bryant was quote unquote the next Michael Thomas. Franklin has had really big headlines here the last few days, but Marvin Mims has been kind of thrown aside, and he had a pretty strong finish to last year. He had a 28.5% target rate with 2.57 yards per route run to close the season. He also led the NFL in yards per catch with the most designed screens. That is a perfect type of Sean Payton player. I'm going to get the ball in his hands, and he can go make plays, and that's exactly what Marvin Mims does. And last year, he didn't really necessarily crack the starting lineup till the end of the season. Now, in the preseason, he played 16 of 18 snaps with the Broncos' first team, which is great news for his utilization to start the year. He's a player that is probably going to be very volatile, similar like a Zay Flowers, where he can go get you a 30-point game, a 7-point dud. But the difference between Zay Flowers and Marvin Mims is that Marvin Mims is priced as a wide receiver 5 right now. Zay Flowers priced as a low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3, right? So I'm going in my later drafts and I'm saying, look, I can go get a guy that's a little volatile, can give me some spike weeks. He's going to be consistent in a starting lineup and a pretty good offense that's going to be the Broncos. And that's Marvin Mims at the end of drafts. And I absolutely love the fact that I can go snag him right there at the end. Next player is Isaiah Pacheco. And there's been rumors today that the Chiefs might add a running back, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. If they do, it'll be a third down back. And Pacheco will not be on this list for long, but for now, he's rising up my rankings because the Chiefs are utilizing him like a bell cow back with the first team right now. He is the only running back to take first team snaps so far in the preseason. And I know that Kareem Hunt is going to work into this offense, but what moves me the most is that heading into last year before the ankle injury, we expected him to be a really good player, even potentially an RB1 in this offense. And through the first 2 weeks, he was really good. He had a 20 plus touches a week, averaged over 16 points a game. And then the ankle injury completely changed it, killed his efficiency, stuff like that. Was not the same player. Enter 2025, you have a backfield mix of Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Brashard Smith. Smith is still developing, not going to play on third downs. Mitchell looks like he's a cut candidate. Carson Steele looks like he's a potential cut candidate. Didn't even mention him. Kareem Hunt will work in with Pacheco, but he's not necessarily a bell cow type. And he wasn't necessarily super efficient in his touches last year, despite being effective for the Chiefs. Pacheco is their guy. Andy Reid's called him the heart of the offense. If Pacheco has 16 to 18 touches a game like he did in 2023, he's a high-end RB2, and right now he's going in round 6. That's an absolute steal in a team that faces very light boxes on a weekly basis. I absolutely want to buy into Isaiah Pacheco as much as I can, unless they trade for a running back. Then that changes things, and I'll pump the brakes, see what they get, and go from there. The next player is Ricky Pearsall. Pearsall is a fan favorite among the community, and rightfully so. This guy's an absolute baller and has showcased that so far in his one drive with the starters this preseason. In one drive, he had 3 catches for 42 yards and a 50% target share, which is absolutely nuts, right? They don't have Deebo Samuel anymore. Brandon Ayuk and Jawan Jennings are injured to start the year. Demarcus Robinson has a 3-game suspension. The entire wide receiver room in San Francisco operates through Ricky Pearsall, and I am targeting him as much as I can because he's going after picks 85, and there's not really a good group of receivers stacked around him. So why not get the guy that has the highest upside when the only other pass catcher in the 49ers offense that's going to eat right now is George Kittle? In the final 2 weeks, Ricky Pearsall had a 21.7% target share, 30.4% first read share, and 2.84 yards per route run. Those are elite numbers, and those are wide receiver 1 type numbers. I'm not saying Pearsall is going to be a wide receiver 1, but you can bet that this guy is going to be a middle tier to high end wide receiver 2 this season, and he's not going around that price. And that is absolutely why he is rising up my boards, and he is going to be a great player for the San Francisco 49ers this year. Our final player here, I guess you could kind of call this an offensive thing, but it is Caleb Johnson in the Chicago Bears offense. The Bears offense looked incredibly sharp in their debut, and Caleb Williams went down the field 97 yards and showcased that he looked like a different player under Ben Johnson. We know in the offseason, Ben Johnson comes over as their head coach. They significantly improved their interior part of their offensive line. They add Caleb Williams, a new running back. They add Caleb Williams, Colston Loveland. They get Luther Burden mixed in there as well, right? The offense has plentiful of weapons for Williams to be successful. But, I mean, last year he just, had Shane Waldron. He wasn't necessarily processing his reads well. He was playing too much off schedule. The first drive of the preseason, you saw Caleb Williams take a 2-step drop, get the ball out, take a 1-step drop, get the ball out, had pressure in his face, get the ball out, didn't go try to scramble and make something happen. That is exactly what I wanted to see from Caleb Williams, and it's a great sign for his development and his ability to succeed with a really talented group around him and a talented head coach. So all that working together, Williams does have rushing upside paired with a potential top 10 passing efficiency, and that's the metrics we look for in a quarterback 1, and Williams is going outside the quarterback 1. So I'm sitting there like, you know what? Caleb Williams is starting to look quite enticing if this is how he's going to look under Ben Johnson. So I've been targeting him a lot more based on that first preseason performance. All in all, though, we do have the third week of the preseason coming up. You are going to see the Chiefs and the Bears starters clash it out, and we'll get a great look at Caleb Williams. Some players that I'm obviously looking to watch are have our boy Bill for the Commanders. We'll see if Brian Robinson Jr. gets traded, Alec Manor, Isaac Tesla, 2 wide receivers that I'm watching as well. And then we have the Saints quarterback battle that seems like we are going to know a starter after this Broncos game, whether that's Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck. We will have all of it for you here on Blitz Sports Media. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more Blitz fantasy football content, and I will catch you guys next time.